You're watching the Weather Channel, the Hurricane Authority.
Tropical storm Alberto is ready to come ashore in the Big Bend area of Florida, bringing heavy rain and gusty winds, and landfall is expected any moment.
Good morning from North Redington Beach, where it's been a sunny, windy morning. Well, we're keeping an eye on Sky Tracker for you in the Tampa-St. Pete area because more rain is in here in a couple of hours.
Tuesday morning, I'm Kevin Robinson.
And I'm Kristina Abernathy. We're in storm alert as Tropical Storm Alberto is moving even closer to the state of Florida at this hour.
And here's the very latest projected path. And again, we maybe shouldn't get as hung up as much on the path because the effects are already being felt well inland from the storm system. But nonetheless, we're expecting, again, landfall at any moment now in the Florida Big Bend area, and then we're expecting what's left over of Alberto, of course, in a weakening state to pass through southern Georgia and into eastern sections of the Carolinas, going on from now through Thursday, and eventually sometime during the day Thursday we should find what's left of Alberto, the remnants that is, somewhere around the outer banks of North Carolina.
And as always, we're following the storm with the best meteorologists in the business. From Central Florida to the Big Bend area, meteorologist Mike Seidel is right now in North Redington Beach, and we are taking a look at him. And Mike, it's quiet there now, but we do see rain off the coast. Who do you think should be ready for another band of rain?
Yeah, let's go to Sky Tracker right now. We'll show you that band of rain off to our south and west, certainly from St. Pete south down towards Sarasota, Bradenton, also in the Fort Myers, Naples area, that whole stretch south of Tampa, St. Pete. We're not as certain as we were earlier that from Tampa Bay north we're going to get the heaviest rainfall and the gustiest winds, but you can certainly see there's a lot of rain still to come in, and it's going to be training over an area, meaning some area is going to get hit for possibly a couple of hours, and this is going to be causing some more street flooding, some gusty winds, but we don't expect those wind gusts to be any higher than they've been all morning and late last night, running between 40 and 45 miles an hour. As far as the surf goes, we actually have some people out in the water. Not a very safe day to be out in the water because of the rip currents. We've got some surfers out here. A lot of people out on the beach. Looking down the beach, you can see it's very, very narrow. The water is warm, but again, the wave action has eaten away some of the beach. You can see the erosion here, right here. And I'm only about 30 feet from the pool and another 40 feet or so from the hotel. So a very narrow beach. They're going to be extending these beaches. So once again, Kevin and Kristina, the worst certainly is over with, although we will have some more rain and squally weather moving through here during the afternoon hours.
Well, Mike, you got a chance to hear Governor Jeb Bush's news conference about an hour ago. What did he have to say?
Well, yeah, we watched him from Tallahassee, and basically he was just reiterating the fact that he was glad this was a tropical storm and not a hurricane, and also that it gave people a chance to kind of test their preparedness skills and put in mode, an action mode, and work together as a team as tropical weather approaches.
This defines us, and it defines us in a positive way, and if it does, we recover quickly. The costs of these storms are mitigated. To me, it is an essential element of what the future holds for our state, to be working on this as a team. So I hope people don't take it lightly. I hope they take it really seriously, because it's part of our livelihood. If we get lax at this, then the jobs will go elsewhere, and people's safety will be at risk as well.
Yeah, and you got to think that people realizing this is a tropical storm and it's only June won't take this and say, hey, you know, this is the kind of season we're going to have. Nobody really knows what kind of season we're going to have, but one thing is for sure, just because we have an early season tropical storm doesn't mean it's going to be a bad season or it's going to be a good season. That means we get off lightly. Nobody knows, Kristina. We know that at the Weather Channel. We don't play that game of saying exactly where hurricanes are going to hit during certain months of the season.
That's right. Very wise man there. Thanks for the update, Mike.
Well, of course, the good news is that Alberto did not intensify overnight, but in fact is actually weakened a little bit this morning. Here's the very latest. The winds are actually now down to 50 miles an hour. Still looking at that northeast movement at 9, and if you've been plodding along throughout the morning and really since yesterday, you know the pressure started high and then it dropped yesterday afternoon. And of course now it's actually beginning to come back up again as we're up to 996 millibars. And as it's approaching land, Kristina, we would expect for this weakening trend to continue.
That's right, Kevin. That will happen, but so will the rain. We're going to see plenty of it, as we're already dealing with here in northern Florida and approaching the Big Bend area. Also, some of the rain farther northward there around Savannah and Charleston. So again, these are areas that have been very dry and we could use the wet weather, but you're really getting pounded there around Savannah and up I-95. You'll be in for rain, and just look out Charleston. It's just begun because we're going to see more headed in from the south. In addition to that, we do have a tornado watch that's in effect for parts of southeastern Georgia and northern Florida. When we see these tropical systems nearing landfall, it is not at all uncommon to see them spawn isolated tornadoes. So we are concerned about that, and it does include Gainesville and the Jacksonville area.
Well, here is the bottom line with Tropical Storm Alberto. Again, it did not become a hurricane, and that is very good news. Thus, all of the hurricane warnings have been allowed to drop for the Florida Gulf Coast. Again, we're only dealing with tropical storm warnings up now, and as the center continues to approach the Florida Big Bend, landfall is just about imminent, if not occurring right now as we speak. So the weakening trend to continue, but the flood threat will continue as well, especially for areas south of Tampa with that heavy rain band Mike was speaking of.
We'll be watching it, and of course we'll continue to follow the effects of Tropical Storm Alberto all day here on your Hurricane Authority.
Coming up, more live reports from Florida as we leave you with live pictures out of Cedar Key, Florida. Again, Tropical Storm Alberto, landfall imminent as we speak.